Hello and welcome everyone. Let me know if you can hear and see me okay.
Yeah, we can hear and see you. Yeah.
Great, that's perfect. We're just going to wait a little bit for all of our participants. So while we're waiting, could you please let me know if some of you have been present on our previous webinar that we held on 3rd of September? Just let me know if you have been there, just, write in the chat box,
yeah,
or put a thumbs up emoji or something. Great. So for those of you who have already participated in the webinar, this time we're going to have the same presentation. It's just going to be a little bit shorter. And again, you will be able to ask all of your questions. So today, my name is Alina, and my colleague Ekaterina will answer all of your extra questions at the end of the session. How are you feeling today? Put the thumbs up emoji. Yeah, all good? No, not good. How was your start of the academic semester? Nice. Okay. There were many Russian speakers, quarantined, half online. Okay. I think we will start in about a minute. So I'm just going to quickly tell you what we're going to do. So the purpose of this webinar today is to tell you more about the mobility opportunities at your Master in International Management program. So basically the plan for today is to share with you the collaboration partners, the documents that you will need in order to apply for the exchange program, and the third part is the financial support that we offer at the Graduate School of Business. So I suppose we may start. If you're ready, write something in the chat box and then I'm going to share my screen. Ready? I need a little bit more feedback. Ready, perfect. Okay guys, so I think all together we will try to fill the session in 1 hour with the questions and answers session. So I hope we're going to finish at about 5 p.m. So now, first of all, let me start by saying that today the Graduate School of Business is offering at least 3 options for students. And an exchange program is basically when students study a part of their courses at the partner university abroad. You have an option of going for a simple exchange program, which is about 6 months, or you could do a double degree program, which basically means that you're studying the first year at the Higher School of Economics, and the second year you're doing all of your studies at the partner university. So I'm going to show you my screen. One second. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen. All good? Yeah, okay, great. So for those of you who don't know how to find our website, Starting from the main page of the Graduate School of Business, you can scroll down to the International Relations link, and that's how you get to our website. All in all together, today we offer the programs with about 100 partner universities, and there are 22 double degree programs in total. All of the courses are taught in English, so you don't have to worry if you're going to study somewhere in Europe, you don't have to speak and study at the language of that host country. So like I said at the beginning, you've got three options. So the focus of today's webinar will be on the faculty agreements, and basically the faculty agreement provides you with an opportunity to go either on student exchange program or a double degree program. If you can't find anything that will work for you, which is it can happen, but very, very rarely. But if you can't find anything, there is also a website for international student exchange opportunities here, and that is university-wide agreements. This is a little bit of a different office, and their catalog of programs has a different range of universities offered, but still you have got this opportunity as well. So we will come back to this a little bit later. And just to start from what options you have with the Graduate School of Business faculty agreements, we are going to see the link for the exchange programs. And the first thing that you will need to do is to find the programs recommended for Master in Management students. So can you see where I am right now? So I'm clicking on that. And this is a PDF file specially prepared for you by our international office. And you can see that those universities are available for you. So you don't have to do your preliminary research. The first thing that you do, you find this file, you open this file, and then you see what universities you could apply to. We have got University of Antwerp in Belgium, University Laval in Canada. There are 4 options for you in France. It is EDEC Business School, ESCP Business School. This option also includes dual degree option. It's HEC Paris and Paris Dauphine University. There are 3 universities in Italy, Bocconi, Lewis Business School, and University of Padua. There is Tilburg University in Netherlands. QTAM, unfortunately, at the moment is not available, so we will skip that. There is Chunan University in South Korea, HEC Lausanne in Switzerland, and the final is Lancaster University Management School. It's in England, and again, this includes dual degree option, which I will come back later on with details. Like I said, these universities are available under faculty agreements. So when you go back on our main page in the exchange program catalog, so we've talked about these universities. You can see that there are little cards here. If you want to find more information about every single university, what you have to do is to click on it, and then you have got a description, you have got links on the website of the university, so everything is already prepared for you. You don't have to do any additional research. And then if you need to familiarize yourself with the academic calendar, the courses, the administrative fees, accommodation, health insurance, and living costs, all of the information is available on every single card. there are a few things that I wanted to highlight here. So when we speak about the courses, there is a lot of questions on how exactly do you have to match them. A lot of students are worried that they're not going to find any courses. So with this list, you already know that you will be able to find the courses that will match the ones that you're going to study at Higher School of Economics. For this for this competition, we do not ask you to provide us with the individual study plan. What is an individual study plan? It is an approved form by the educational office of your study program with the courses that you're going to study at the partner university. This form is compulsory, but not at the beginning of the competition. So you don't have to do this right now. But we recommend you to go online, do your research, and see whether you have a certain preference for a university in terms of what courses they offer. And when you apply with all of the documents, and if your application is successful, then we will ask you to prepare the individual study plan and approve the courses that you're going to study at the partner university. Here, if you have any questions regarding the individual study plan, you can write down in the chat box, and at the end of the session, I will ask additionally. All right. Now I'm going back on the main page, and here another important document for you to see is a fact sheet. So this is basically the document that every single university provides for you. So we were not going to study this document right now, but just so that you know, all of the additional information regarding the accommodation options, the health insurance, which health insurance you should purchase, can you live on campus, or should you find an apartment for rent? All of these questions may be found here. And again, if you don't see any necessary information, you could contact us and we will be able to provide you with an answer. All right. So now that you have looked for the universities and different options, and it may happen that you didn't find something that you were looking for, it is not your dream university. Like I said at the beginning, you have another option of applying for the universities under wide university agreements. It is a different web page. How you can access this page, I suppose you need to go to studyabroad.hse.ru. That's not here. Yeah, so this is your webpage, studyabroad.hse.ru/en. You can scroll down and find the program catalog here. All right. And again, how do you understand which of these universities will work for you? You will find it in the list. You will find it in the list that we have prepared. So you can see that here the options are a little bit wider. There are universities in Austria, Belgium, China, Croatia, and etc., etc. So you can see that there are a little bit of more options here for you. And you find the university that you're looking for. They also provide extra information. And basically when you apply, there is a little bit of a different system. You need your LMS account. And you can also find it here at Apply Online. So all of the instructions are here. The section regarding your documents is here, but we will come back to that later. And the contact person is either Inna Gromova or Alexandra Smirnova. So those are the people who will help you out if you hesitate, if you're not sure what you need to do, if you have any questions. So you will need a different web page and a different email address, which is provided here. Okay. Let me know if you're with me so far. Okay. Yes, so again, I see that you have a little bit of misconfusion. So like I said, there are two websites. One website is the website of an international office, gsb.hse. So this is the webpage for faculty mobility or Graduate School of Business. And the second website, which is studyabroad.hse, this is the website for university-wide agreements. Those are the agreements for the whole Higher School of Economics. They are different. All right. Okay, so I suppose here we are done with the catalog. Okay. So the second thing that I'm going to talk to you about is what documents you need to provide. So in order to find that information, you need to go back on the main page of gsb.hse.ru and click on prospective students. You can see that there are two options here, exchange program and QTAM. We are not going to talk about QTAM, just skip that part and focus on the left side of the page. That is what we need. It is step-by-step guide how to apply for the mobility program. So what you need to do when you have chosen the university which you would like to apply to, all in all, you have about 3 options, and we can ask you to think about your backup and maybe think about 2 more universities. That is because sometimes there is a high competition on one university, and we need to see probably you have chosen the university that nobody wanted to apply to, so we just going to see that we can offer you a backup option. So at least have in mind 5 universities that you're going to apply, and under wide university agreements there are also 3 universities you could apply to, so together 6 options. 6 options. All right, now the next thing that you're going to do is to calculate your costs. We recommend you to use the website which is called Numbeo. It is very useful. You can type in any city. Well, let's say it's going to be Paris, and what it does, it shows you approximate costs of living, and we ask you to do that because we need to understand if you're going to be able to, let's say, survive this semester abroad. You are not going to pay for the tuition fees. All Higher School of Economics students are exempt from paying tuition fees. However, you will need to cover your flights, accommodation, visa, and different costs, different additional costs. I'm going to talk about financial support a little bit later, but just bear in mind that you will have to look at this website as well. Okay. And now we're going back to the document section. So there are all in all 6 documents that you will need to provide. The first document is a request for exchange program. This is a document which shows which universities you're applying to, and educational office will approve your current grades and rankings. It is very important for us because sometimes students lie about their rankings, and we just need to make sure that the information is correct in order to make the right choice. So this is the first document that we need. The second document is a proof of English proficiency. There are a few options of how you can show that you can study at the program. I know that some of you already passed the entrance exams when you were applying for a Master in Management program, so it should be easier for you to find the proof of English proficiency. However, bear in mind that some of the universities require having either an IELTS or TOEFL certificate. And unfortunately, there is nothing that we can do because the university will not accept a student who doesn't have the certificate ready. If you are not sure whether the university needs this certificate or not, we will need to go back to the catalog, and I'm just going to show you how to understand it. Okay, well, let's say, for example, one of the universities you could apply to is University of Antwerp, and here in the section of the language, it doesn't say anything on the card, so it means that you don't need any certificates, any, IELTS or TOEFL certificates. And for example, if you're going to apply to Lancaster University, which is in United Kingdom, they require IELTS 7.0. So that is how you understand whether you need an additional proof.
Can I interrupt you for a second? I'm very sorry for interrupting you, but we already talked about documents on the previous webinar, and this is not why we requested this webinar. We wanted to know how all of us from international management can go abroad if the quotas are not enough. And how is it possible?
To answer a part of your question, the first thing is there might be some other students who have not accessed the webinar on the 3rd of September, which is why I'm going to just repeat the main points, and we will quickly finish with that part. And then, of course, we will let you know more about the quota and answer your question. Okay. And just to quickly finish with that part, the third document is a motivation letter that you will need to write on one page of approximately 500 words. The next document is recommendation letter. Some of you ask if it needs to be provided from the professor only. You could also ask for your supervisor or study program head to provide you with that letter. Then we ask for a CV, so you will need to use the template that we provide, or you could use one of your own templates. And there is a an estimate of expenses template that you will need to fill out in order to show us that you have calculated all of your costs, and you will be able to join the program. When all of this is done and you have saved all of your documents in a PDF format as a one single file, you will then have to click on this link here to apply, and then when you fill this out, you just press submit, and that's how your application comes to us, to the international office, and during 3 weeks' time, we will then process your application. Now, I know that in Master in Management program, there are opportunities to go on exchange either in the first year spring semester or the second year fall semester. So just answering partially a question regarding the quotas, we realize that the numbers that you see here are not that big. However, currently we are doing negotiations with our partner university so that they could accept more students, and it's all connected with two things. The first thing is the pandemic situation, which we unfortunately cannot regulate. It doesn't depend on us. So a lot of students had to postpone their exchange to spring, and currently some of the universities are adding extra spots. So you don't have to worry, we will find the ways to help you if you're willing to go on exchange this spring. It might be just a little bit more difficult than if you're going to apply for the fall semester. But you have to bear in mind that it's not compulsory to go this semester. You could do it next year. So you've got two options here.
Can I ask you one question on the English sufficiency proficiency certificate? You showed us like the cards on the previous page.
Yeah.
And lots of universities that, for example, require B1 or C1 level of English proficiency. And as I understood, if I'm not correct, please correct me. If there are no TOEFL or IELTS being written, that means that you shouldn't have any English proficiency certificate, and you can prove them, for example, in a matter of interview or something like that. Yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. So basically, if the partner university doesn't require that certificate, obviously we will not be asking students for the same thing. However, for our internal processing, we will need to see at least some confirmation. So one of the options that you have is to fill out the Europass language certificate, which can be signed by the professor of Higher School of Economics, or if you have passed other exams, for example, FCE or CAE, CPE, you could show us that certificate. And afterwards, we will ask students to have a short interview with the committee, which will take about 10 or 15 minutes, and it's just going to be a small talk, maybe regarding your motivation to go and study abroad or something like that. But the partner university, when they see your profile and see your documents, what they can do, sometimes they ask the coordinators to confirm that this is the level of the student. For example, you've got a B2 level, and they're sending us an email with a request to confirm that. And what we do, we just write maybe an official letter on their form, or we use our template of Higher School of Economics, so we could do that additional confirmation for them.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
May I also ask one question about the exam, because it's like in this theme. I've heard that it is possible to pass the IELTS on a base of HSE, and is it possible to do it so in this case, or we should find our own way to pass it and to pay our money?
This exam is for bachelor students, as far as I'm concerned, and what I would recommend is to try and find the professor. You are studying in English, so any professor that knows you for a little while could fill in this template, the Europass language template.
Okay, but if I need to pass for the Lancaster University, if I need to pass IELTS or TOEFL, is it possible to do it also on the base of HSC, or we should find another option?
I suppose at the moment we don't offer our students, and we don't have a testing center here. But if you don't know where to register for this exam, you could write us or email us, and we're just going to help you. But
yeah, please let me intervene. It's Ekaterina Popova, and please let me explain this a little bit. So if the university is requiring to provide them with the official certificate like IELTS or TOEFL, this has to be official. So the exams that we have at HSC University, like the ones that we have on the bachelor level, they're also not going to work for you. So this has to be an official certificate that you can obtain only after taking an official exam.
Okay, but do you finance like this receiving of this document or not?
No, no.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Now we're almost finished. So the last part that I'm going to briefly remind you about is the financial support. So from the main page, you will need to go to scholarships. Many of you asked us on what basis they could receive a financial support. So what you need to do, you need to apply for the exchange program. If that is going to be for the spring semester, the deadline is 27th of September, which is in about 3 weeks. And you have to be nominated. What it means that your application has been successful and you have received a confirmation from the international office that we are ready to nominate you to the partner university. And then in some time after that, we open another call for the scholarships, and then you apply for that. The amount of financing is 150,000 rubles for specific countries like Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, and Spain, and 170,000 rubles for Canada, Singapore, South Korea, Switzerland, and UK. So when you prepare your package of documents, and here we need to see the screenshot from LMS with your current rankings, an essay with the justification for financial need for the scholarship, and if you've got any confirmations of your achievements or your active participation in the life of the university, of the faculty, that will be a huge plus in your application. But the main thing is, of course, your academic rankings and achievements. The other option for you is to find a grant. So you could scroll down at National Student Exchange Programs page here and see what kind of scholarships different countries offer for international students. If you haven't found anything on this page, then again, you can email us and we could help you with the research, but normally students apply for the scholarship of our Graduate School of Business. All right. And the last thing that I'm going to mention here, I wanted to show you our dual degree programs webpage. So like I said, you've got an option to go on exchange for 1 semester, or you could apply for double degree programs or dual degree programs. we offer you two universities here, Lancaster University and ESCP University in France. So on this website, you could see all of the additional information. Double degree program lasts for 1 year, normally from September or October. And it is just slightly different from an exchange program, and the deadline for application is 20th of October for ESCP and 1st of February for Lancaster University. If you need me to tell you more about this option, write something in the chat box, and if not, then we will be ready for the questions and answers section.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry. May I ask about this dual degree program? How many quotes are there, and is there any scholarship for that? Because the last message we've received, it says that actually there are like huge quotes for MIM program. And in general, I would like to support my colleague Arseny. He told that we need more information about quotes for MIM program. As you could notice, we're obliged to have this exchange program, and at the same time, like, we are limited by these quotes. So, like, you don't. And in fact, you've like one more question to mention here is that you've said that we have 6 options. 3 from our faculty and other 3 from the university level. However, I've talked to our university exchange staff, and they told me that this option is not available for us. Well, it's available in terms of let's say law of HSC, but still we have like extremely low chances to get this exchange, because our GPA will be evaluated as 0 because we didn't have like previous experience. Is it true or not? Thank you.
All right, let's start with the first part of your question. So regarding the double degree programs quotas, so there is no limit basically on how many students we could send to Lancaster University or ESCP. In terms of ESCP, it will be sponsored by the partner university, so our students would have the opportunity to be exempt from tuition fees. And with Lancaster University, there are two places for candidates to be well, if you just familiarize yourself with the website, there are discounts, and we again negotiate with the partner to have more options for our students at the moment to have more discounts in that way. Regarding the rankings and the GPA, I understand that you are concerned with this. However, like I said before, it is not compulsory to apply for the spring semester. You also have an option to go on exchange next year, where you will have your already accumulated rankings. However, at the moment, we are willing to do everything that is possible on our side to provide at least 5 places for our students in the university-wide agreements student exchange program. And again, if you don't see that this option works for you, then you could apply for ESCP dual degree program and be sure that you will have the opportunity to go there.
Thank you so much. You've answered all my questions, but may I once more clarify, because this question is really like it's one of the most actual question for almost each student at our program. So, like talking about this ESCP dual degree, do you mean that each and every student who met the requirements of university could be invited to this program?
There is one more thing that needs to be mentioned. When you apply for this program, you will be invited for the interview with the committee of ESCP Business School. And afterwards, if your application has been successful, then yes, no problem. You're admitted to the university and you're not paying the tuition fees. So the final decision will always be from the side of the partner university.
And the last question is, we can choose between exchange and dual degree program, yes?
Yes,
so we
exactly.
cannot apply for them both.
I suppose you can apply for them both, but you need to choose only one option for yourself at the end. So you may not go on exchange and on a dual degree program, just one of these options.
So now everything is absolutely clear. Like, thank you so much.
No worries.
And one more question for the ECP double degree program. Should we have English proficiency certificates?
ECP does not require any official certificates. So again, you need some confirmation, but it doesn't have to be IELTS or TOEFL.
Okay, okay, thank you.
All right.
May I ask one more question? Is it right that I understand that it's mandatory to have this 1 semester abroad? So anyway, when we apply, for example, for 3 programs and for example, we don't like match 3 programs that we chose, then we will be sent to another university who has places, or how it happens usually?
Okay, so what I'm going to show you, what we would like to offer you, trying to meet you halfway here. When you're going to apply, I'm just going to download the link.
Yeah, and just some clarification. I mean, is it possible, for example, if you won't be a match for any of the programs, is it possible to stay at HSE and spend this semester here?
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm going to intervene once again. As Alina said earlier, you do not have to participate in an exchange program in the spring semester necessarily. So there is always an option of going on exchange in the fall semester of the next academic year. And again, as Alina said, we're going to have more options by then, and we're going to have more quota. So if you don't feel that comfortable going on exchange in the spring semester for whatever reasons, and if you want to try your luck with university-wide exchange programs, it's better to postpone your mobility for the fall semester, because this semester, again, as well, you absolutely rightly mentioned that it's going to be quite hard for you to get for the university-wide agreements. So this is basically a backup plan for the spring semester for those of you who just joined the program and still have a 0 GPA. But in the fall semester, you will absolutely be ready to apply for those programs and to compete with other students. Is clear?
Yeah, I understand both of the options. I just mean that does it happen sometimes that a student doesn't match any of the program, and then what happens to them?
It doesn't really happen because okay, so Master in International Management is actually the first program that we have in at the Graduate School of Business that has a mandatory exchange semester. But previously, mostly all of the students who applied for exchange programs managed to eventually go abroad. So considering that for your program, this is mandatory, you will still end up at some partner university this way or another.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, could you please check the link on the web page of ESCP University? Could you please open it for me? And if you read the point about additional administrative fees, no, about tuition fees, just read. Every year, 2 students may be eligible for full tuition fee waivers at ESCP. What does it mean?
Okay, so, all right, Ekaterina.
Okay, yeah. So this is actually a great news for you guys, and we just didn't actually, we didn't have time to update the information on this website. But basically, just yesterday night, we completed the negotiations with our partners, and they agreed to accept all the students who eventually go on this dual degree program to ESCP, to accept them without any tuition fees. So this line regarding 2 quota per year does not, it's not applicable anymore.
Do you mean that all 52 students from our group are eligible and can go at once to the same university?
You're eligible to apply. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go there, of
I
course.
mean, I mean this, yeah, I mean that. If
Yes.
we are accepted, all of us, so you will not limit us, right? By quota.
We will not limit you, but the partner university is going to limit the number of students that they're going to accept, of course. So we understand that approximately 10 to 15 students will be able to go in the program. So it's not 52. What is more, your academic head, Anna Griznova, will not let all 52 students leave the university in just one semester so that we have an empty program.
No, I understand. It was just an example. I don't mean that everybody will go to the same university. I just mean the quotas they gave you, you know? Maybe they
there's no quota. It's just that we discuss this option every single year. And so we see how many applications we have, and we see how many students we're ready to nominate. And then they say how many students they are ready to accept after holding interviews with everyone.
That's perfect for us.
Sorry, may I ask one more question? As I understand, for the financial support, we need to apply till 27th of September. And what are the deadlines if we apply just like not for the scholarship, but just apply for the spring semester and for the autumn semester correspondingly?
Just to clarify, there is no deadline set yet for applying for a scholarship. So 27th of September is the deadline for application for an exchange program. So again, an exchange program, the deadline is 27th. Dual degree programs, depending on the country, is either 20th of October or 1st of February for Lancaster University. So the call for the scholarships will be open after we finish processing all of our applications. And approximately after the second wave, which will be in October, we will start the call for scholarships. So you have a lot of time to prepare.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, is this deadline only for the spring semester or for autumn?
Yes, yes, that is the deadline for the spring semester. We are updating our information accordingly when we know the approximate dates. The last time when we had a call for the fall semester, the deadlines were around 30th of March.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Any more questions?
I have one more question, I'm sorry. If we're talking about University ESCP, can we participate and choose the location? Because they have 6 campuses, as I know.
All right, so my internet just crashed. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so for exchange program, there is only one option, and our students, GSB students, can only apply to the Paris campus, and for the dual degree programs for the next year is going to stay the same, but since the next academic year, I believe our students will be able to choose between campuses. For now, they are limiting this option due to pandemic and because it's hard for them to also operate within this not easy situation.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask a question? So it is about the double degree program and the regular exchange program. Should we put it into one single request showed on the webpage, or there are different requests like letters that we have to fill out and send it to you?
No, it's a little bit of a different process for applications for exchange programs. There will be one link, and for the dual degree programs, there will be other links. You could find them on dual degree programs website, and you don't have to email us any of your documents. So there will be a form online that you will need to fill out and attach your documents as a scan or photograph, and there is no need to provide us with originals.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Please, when is the spring semester beginning?
The spring semester begins right after the end of the New Year holidays, which is normally around 8th or 9th of January. However, if you are asking about partner universities, you will have to check academic calendars for for every single one of them, because the semester starts, the semester dates differ from university to university and from country to country, so this is very individual.
All right, thank you.
Can somebody turn off the mic because it sounds
Ребята, у кого микрофон звуки?
Sorry, I have a question as well. So I have an IELTS certificate, but it was obtained in 2017, so it already expired. And on top of that, I obtained my bachelor's degree in English language. So can it be the justification that I know English on this sufficient level, or I have to renew my IELTS certificate?
There is no need to renew your IELTS for our internal processing of all of the applications. If the university doesn't require a fresh certificate, so we don't ask you to pass it again. And if you already studied your bachelor's completely in English, so your diploma, your transcript with grades will be a confirmation as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And I have a question about scholarships. We had information all students who are studying on the budget form of education will obtain some scholarships. And is this information true, or we should take part in this competition for obtaining scholarship?
Well,
on website of our program, we still have information that all of our students who are on budget form will 100% obtain this scholarship. And is this true, or we just should take part in this competition?
Well, at the moment, I suppose the option that you have 100% is to have our graduate School of Business scholarship, but you will still need to apply for it because we may not process your application and make any formalized documents unless we have the whole package. And regarding, perhaps you're referring to a different scholarship here. But at the moment, we are aware of the opportunities provided for international mobility. So perhaps you're referring to the scholarship that you're receiving by studying at the Master in International Management on a budget. However, for going on exchange, the opportunity that we provide at the moment is this one that I have already talked about. If we have something updated, and we probably will, we will let you know, because what we're doing here, we're working for you guys, and we're trying to do our best to help you to ease up this process as much as possible. But we are not the magicians, and we cannot do impossible. So if these opportunities arrive and appear, then we will let you know and update our website accordingly.
Okay, one more question about the double degree programs. If you are receiving a degree, for example, master's or bachelor's in a foreign university, depending on a country, depending on a program, students sometimes have, for example, half a year or a year to search for a job, for example, in a host country, or internship, some kind of internship, yeah. And do we have such opportunities if we will go to if we apply to double degree programs?
Okay, so if you're going an exchange program, this doesn't actually, well, the exchange program doesn't cover the period of time that you're trying to search for jobs. So basically, if you're going an exchange, you're only expected to study and then come back, so you don't work. But if you're going within the dual degree program, and especially if you're going to ESCP business school, then yeah, you will have the opportunity to actually work there, because one of the requirements to obtain the ESCP business school diploma is to have 4 weeks of working experience. And our partners, they don't insist on any country. So basically, if you want to have the working experience in Russia or in France, it's up to you to choose. So of course, if you go to ESCP and you want to have this international working experience, they will probably help you also find a place where to work, and this is going to be really welcomed.
Okay, but yeah, thanks for the answer. But there is one more question from me. Is there a successful, I'm not talking about, for example, immigration or relocation, but I'm talking about receiving like a full international work experience, yeah? And is there any successful examples of HEC students, for example, going to a double degree and then picking up, for example, I don't know, 2 years, maybe 1 year work experience in international companies abroad after the dual degree program?
To be honest, I'm not aware of this, but let's say last year, a girl who went to ESCP, she actually managed to find a really good job there. She didn't end up going there for some reason, because she also had a job here in Russia. So because the conditions were better, she explained, the job was somewhat more interesting. But yeah, this is probably going to be possible, because yeah, there are options for our students, and ESCP Business School is actually a really great partner for us, and is a great school. It's a top 1% business school in the world, so it really looks really great on your CV. So when looking for jobs, and companies, they do acknowledge the university that you come from. And this is what our students who try to apply for jobs told us.
Okay, that's great news. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
All right. I would like to request that the website and the link for the application for the exchange programs be made available, or maybe sent to our mail, so we will read through and get to know more about it. Personally, I was obstructed in the course of the webinar due to power outage.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I will try and put all of the links in the chat box. The link for applications is in prospective students. When you go to step 4, apply, you upload your documents here and you fill in this form and then you submit. So,
All right, thank you.
Hello, I have a question regarding double degree programs. So imagine I want to apply for ESCP Business School. So the deadline is in October and I've just started my master's degree in HSE and I don't know any of the students yet. So how can I get the recommendation letter, or is it possible for me to use the recommendation letter from my previous education, previous university? Because there are some students who already studied at HSE and they can contact their previous teachers here and get the recommendation letters. But in my case, it's a bit different. So what can I do?
So yeah, of course, if you didn't study at HSE University and you don't know anyone here, you can either ask Anna Gryznova to provide you with a recommendation, or you can go to your previous university and ask your academic supervisor to give you one, or whoever, I don't know, the professor that could recommend you best.
Okay, got it. And another question is that imagine again, and I want to apply for ESPC Business School. So if I don't have my rating at the university and I haven't passed any of my exams yet, so it's in October, and how are you gonna select us basing on what criteria?
So for the dual degree programs, every student, every single year who applies for the program, they have 0 GPA, because this is the program means that you will go for a year-long studies during your second year. So this is basically the only time when you can apply for this program, right? So the package of the documents that you prepare are going to be evaluated first by the HSE University and by GSB committee, then like based on your motivation, on your recommendation, on your CV and all other documents that are mentioned on the website, the selection is going to take place, and then we're going to recommend the best students to the program based again on the package of the documents. And then our colleagues from ESCP are going to decide which students will be eventually enrolled.
Thank you a lot. And one more question: when the results be given to us, and can I submit my GMAT results a bit later than the registration deadline?
You mean for ESCP?
Yes, because I will do my registrations now, but I will take my GMAT in December, let's say. So is it possible to send my GMAT results a bit later?
Actually, our colleagues from ESCP, they don't ask our students to provide them with GMAT tests. So here is the list of documents that you actually have to prepare to apply. So we're not expecting that you're going to have your GMAT certificate.
But it will give additional points anyway, so that's why I was asking.
No, actually it won't, because again, all the students who apply, they have to have like similar packages of documents, and this is also not the requirement, but the thing that our partners do for us. So they waive our students from the GMAT tests, GMAT certificates.
Understandable. Thank you a lot.
And basically, so for students who apply for the dual degree program with the ESCP, they also can apply for scholarship with from the French government. And to do so, they have to be accepted to ESCP until December 1st, and they have to apply for the scholarship until December 1st. So that's why we are only accepting applications until October the 20th.
Understandable. Thank you a lot.
Can I also ask a question about whether I can apply here to the spring exchange program, and after that, if I don't know if I get accepted or not, but I know that the deadline for the QTEM is in February, and it is only in spring. So can I go to both exchange and QTEM, or is it just one? Because like you never know will you get into QTEM or not. So can you just apply to both at the beginning and then already choose?
Well, the thing is that when you're going to apply for the spring semester, so the call has already opened and the deadline, is at the end of September. So when you will be accepted, you will have to start your studies in January or February. And the QTEM deadline, which you're referring to in February, is for the fall semester, which basically means that you're going to have 2 straight exchanges, which as far as I understand is not possible.
Okay, so 2 exchanges is not possible. Okay, so just 1 exchange and 1 double degree program.
Yeah, either 1 exchange or 1 dual degree program. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Another question from me.
Mm-hmm.
With the lockdown and the inability to come over for now due to border closure, the Russian borders has not been open to my country, Nigeria. How is it going to be achieved if I don't come over to Russia from now to December or probably January next year? How do we achieve the spring semester program?
It is actually...
Yeah, I'm done.
It is actually a very good question. Thank you for pointing that out. I know that a lot of our students are concerned with the pandemic and the effects of the lockdown and the closure of the borders. However, here, the students who applied for the full semester still managed to fly to their partner host countries because they receive a student visa, which is a different type of visa. So it's not a tourist visa, and it's a type D. And the country generally accepts a student with that type of a visa. That's the first thing. The second thing is with the flights, more and more airlines open their the flights for different countries, and even if, say, you need to travel to Austria or France and these 2 countries are still closed, you may fly via the third party, say Turkey or Estonia, or find different ways of traveling there and getting there. You may have to follow the 14 days quarantine if this thing is still going to happen. Probably you'll have to do it in the dormitory room. So flying 2 weeks in advance to the host country. And of course, you will need to do a test for the coronavirus, and if it is negative, so you will be okay to go. At the moment, it is very, very, very difficult to foresee whether the situation will be better or worse. However, all of the partner universities are working in the way that exchanges are still possible, and the way that they do that is offering a hybrid form of education when, for example, a student may start their semester online or they can do a full semester online. or they may travel a little bit later to the destination country. Those are possible, and if the university makes a decision to cancel the exchange program, then you will be able to postpone it. So all in all, the options are still available for you.
All right, thank you. In addition to that, some of us have not been sent invitation for visa application yet. So how do we also reconcile that? So
if you mean visa applications or visa invitations to Russia?
yeah, we've not been sent the
yeah, that's true. That's because the borders with the majority of countries remain closed, and as soon as the borders reopen, our international students who still haven't managed to reach Russia due to this problem, they will receive visa invitations and will be able to finally come.
Okay, guys.
Okay, guys. Do we have more questions? Because if not, I think we're going to.
I have one question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
As I'm from Croatia, and I see you have also contract with university in Zagreb. Can I just stay in my country, like do this exchange here? Can I apply for this university?
We do, on a university-wide level, we have two partner schools in Croatia, in Zagreb, so you can try to apply for those. However, again, we cannot guarantee that you end up in those universities. So you can apply for those, but again, it's better if you diversify your choice and apply to other schools in other countries as well.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask one more question, please? Maybe I missed the answer. Can we apply for double degree only in ESCP University and Lancaster University?
Yes, students from your program have these two options.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and to other universities only for like 1 semester?
For exchange, yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your answers.
Yeah, one more question. If we're applying for ESCP double degree program, or for example, for Lancaster University double degree program, there are two students can receive a scholarship. And first question, is it like two students from the MIM program or two students from like a whole GSB faculty? And the second question is, if we are not receiving a scholarship for tuition fees and we should pay the tuition fees, can we apply for the loans in Europe, in European banks and international banks, because the interest rates there are much lower and we will pay much less as a final? Yeah, and if we cannot take the loans in international banks, how will we take the loans, for example, in Russian banks, because Russian banks give loans only for studying not abroad but in Russia?
Okay, so as for your first question and for the two scholarships, again, if we're referring to ESCP Business School, there is no limitation. So there is no two scholarships anymore. So we're going to send basically all of our students who are going to end up on that program. They're not going to pay tuition fees. With the Lancaster University, the situation is slightly different. So they only provide our students with scholarship to partially cover their tuition fees. So it's going to be probably cut in half. So yeah, that's basically it. And as for the loans, to tell the truth, we didn't actually do research on this question, and this is actually a really great question. We should probably find out more about this. But yeah, if you manage to get a loan in a European bank, then that's going to be the best option, I believe. I'm not sure if that's legally possible, but yeah, you can find out and try to do that, and we're going to find that out either.
Thank you a lot. Actually, today you covered all of our questions, all of my questions at least. So thanks to International Exchange staff office. It's really nice of you.
Okay, guys.
Okay,
so yeah, I suppose after this session, we will send you the links on your personal emails, because all of you guys are in our lists. And yeah, I think because I might not access the chat box here, I will do that this way. And again, just remember that you can always contact us. We are here for you. We're available from 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. You can book an online consultation, check our Facebook group of Contacte, and stay tuned. We're always trying to find more possibilities for you. And I suppose that's it. So enjoy your day, and we'll keep in touch, and see you guys soon.
Thank you for your answers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice
Bye.
day.
Thank you.
Mm.